Goatsquadtv, what up, what up? So it's been a week since Magic 3 came out, and Nas duped the planet. But now you're starting to get a lot of the Nas haters and a lot of the people who feel they have to nitpick at any little thing that Nas does or doesn't do for them. Whether it be a lot of the older school Nas fans or the newer school rap fans, these critics criticizing Nas's lyricism, it's ridiculous. Let me state and be clear, even the greatest lyricists don't have the greatest outings sometimes. But to sit there and say that Nas had a bad outing on any of those Hit-boi records, any of the 6 Hit-boi albums, is ridiculous. People really do not know lyricism. They do not understand the craft of MCing. If you think that Nas has fell off or lost a step, that is utterly ridiculous. The truth is, Nas is growing. And when a lot of times with a lot of these fans, they really particularly do not like the growth until a couple years later. Then they listen to those projects again, and it's like, oh wow, these albums were fire. I personally think Magic 3 is way better than Magic 2. Magic 1's the best one out of the Magic series. King's Disease 2 and 3 are the best of the King's Disease albums. Part 1 wasn't bad, but it was during the pandemic. So there are people trashing Mid-Boi, calling Hit-boi Mid-boi, calling Hit-boi Mid-boi. There's people sitting there disrespecting one of the greatest lyricists to ever spit, to ever rap. And not to say that Nas is absolved of any type of criticism, but when the criticism is off, like Ish on Joe Budden's podcast saying that my 9-year-old could write what Nas wrote, is ridiculous. That is utter disrespect, and that's blasphemous, and it's ridiculous. It's coming from an idiot who's a Jay-Z fan and a Jay-Z dick rider. And that's not me shooting on Jay, it's just being honest. It's a Jay-Z dick rider. And a Nas hater. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. But to sit there and say that the legend, Nasty Nas Escobar, has fell off any way, shape, or form. Lyrically, some of y'all are drinking way too much Tylenol at night for recreational purposes. Y'all need to chill. Cut that out. Cut that mess out. Was it the greatest album Nas dropped? Not by a long shot. But was it good? Was it probably better than Magic 2? Yes. And Nas is still on top lyrically. You know, I really hate using the GOAT term, only because, mind you, my channel is called Goatsquadtv, so how ironic, but it's for different purposes. But ultimately, at the end of the day, real hip-hop heads know. I think that Nas might be the most critiqued artist, and unfortunately, his greatest competition is himself. People will not let this man breathe. Even back in the 2000s, and we were saying some of his releases weren't up to par with Illmatic. I mean, why are you trying to compare that? Nothing's ever going to be better than Illmatic. You know, comparing it to It Was Written, that's a hard standard. So I think people just need to sit back and appreciate Nas. This ain't gonna last forever. Goatsquadtv, leave a comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think.